Welcome back, Vic.
Hi Kirsty.
Today on Distillery Corner we are going to discuss Cragganmore.
Cragganmore, one of my favourite distilleries. Right on the banks of the Spey, just off the road near Ballindalach.
Lovely spot.
It is, it's beautiful. It's got a lovely little visitor centre that you can have a look round as well. I don't think you have to book, but yeah, it's a beautiful little place. I did some work there when I was younger with Diageo, spent a few night shifts sampling the new make spirit, so I've got a real soft spot for Cragganmore, and it is one of my favourite Diageo whiskies.
And it's one of the classic six? Or
one of the classic six, yes. So, I mean, this is quite an old bottle. So the older classic six, they all have a tiny little bit of peat in them.
Right.
The ones that are now non-peated. So this will have a tiny, tiny little bit of peat. It was the malt was made at Roseisle, and the peat was about 1 to 1.5 ppm.
It's a very, very slight.
Yeah, a puff of peat.
But you could still, enough to detect it.
Some people could. My nose wasn't strong enough to detect it, but some people could.
But the current, the more recent Cragganmores, it's now unpeated, is that correct?
My understanding is that it's now unpeated, yes.
And so let's talk about the
so this is
typical.
So typically, this is a distiller's edition. So this has been finished in a port cask, but the standard Cragganmore is a 12-year-old. So it's quite woody, it's herbal. There's orange notes in it, but it's quite a bold dram because it's got worm tubs at Cragganmore.
Right.
So it gives you a heavier, meatier new make spirit. But the 12-year-old is mainly matured in bourbon casks, so that takes the sulphury notes out and softens it. But this is the port finish.
Yeah, you can see that with the colour.
It's a bit redder, it's a bit sweeter, but that sort of herbal notes. Cragganmore's got cereal notes as well, and a little bit of orange.
Yes,
but then this is sweeter and redder because of that port finish, and you can get dried fruits as well because of that. So yes, it's Cragganmore. It's a lovely dram.
And perhaps one to maybe move on to after you've tried a few other Speyside.
Yes, maybe it's in the whiskey world. It's a well thought of dram. There's lots going on in Cragganmore. I always remember Cragganmore because it was a favourite dram of my big boss at Diageo. He drank nothing but Cragganmore. So
you don't see it that often.
You don't. You nearly always just see it as a 12-year-old.
Right.
It's used quite a lot in the blends.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
Excellent.